What's up, guys? Lee Fry here. I'm the host of 623 Football Talk. Welcome to today's episode. We are going to be talking about the comments Isaiah Simmons made yesterday during his press conference, and we're going to be talking about the second round draft pick making his first appearance in training camp 2023. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Don't go nowhere. All right, guys. Like I said, welcome back. And we're going to be talking about, like I said earlier, we'll start with Isaiah Simmons. The comments that he made yesterday during his press conference were definitely, I would definitely say it was he was definitely displaying some of his frustration he had with the previous regimes, but I don't want to speak for him, so I'll let you guys hear what he had to say himself.
I think a lot of goes into play with that. A lot of that had to do with what we were doing on the field, and there was times where I was playing in a position maybe because we were down in injuries, or I don't really want to say. It's just certain circumstances that kind of played into me playing some positions last year, opposed to maybe doing what was best for me. So now I think what's best for me is actually what's best for the team. So I think now that's probably why it looks like I just feel like a little more free, like more like myself in my game.
So yeah, that's what he said. He basically said things were done last year that wasn't good for him, and they put him in places just because it was a need, but it wasn't good for him. It wasn't good for his career. It did not help his development, and that's a big indictment on the previous regime, because that is something that has been talked about several times, how they were not good at developing players, finding the right places to put them, and then they just end up either getting cut, leaving, or in Hassan Reddick's case, going in. They finally find a position for him, and then he goes off, and he's great at that position. Now he's one of the best at that position. So that's a big indictment on last regime. He even made the comment that this new regime, when they came in, they asked him, talked to him about what he wanted to do, and he said, "I don't want to play linebacker." Let's play that cut real quick.
One of the first things they asked me, they're like, "So where do you see yourself?" And I told them I didn't want to play linebacker. So there's just things in there that I just, you get thousands and thousands of reps at this point at seeing that I never saw before, and it was my first time doing it. So I just felt more comfortable getting back to things that I had done in the past, and just kind of ran off with that.
So yeah, he said he does not want to play linebacker, which is, again, another indictment on the previous regime, because it seems like they were trying to put a square peg in a round hole there. They drafted him to play linebacker, but it turns out that may not have been his actual position, and it almost seemed like even when they were trying to coach him there, they didn't think he was that position, because they kept talking about, oh, he can do this, he can do that, and they just kept putting him play every different place on the field, like they didn't know where to put him. He was positionless. So I'm happy to see that he's saying he finally feels free. He's in a place where he feels like he can just play. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Isaiah Simmons is going to do when he's in one position where he's going to just have to master one position, worry about that assignment for that position, and see, what this freakishly athletic person can do. Because we all know, like, athletically, the guy he's a freaking monster. He's like 6'4", 240, runs a 4.3, 940. I mean, he hits. He ain't afraid to hit somebody. I mean, that play a few years back in 2021 when he, stopped Trey Lance around the goal line, that 4th and goal. I mean, he he delivered the guy a blow. So he definitely is going to hit people. So it's going to be exciting to see, you know, what he does. Unfortunately, we did not pick up his 5th-year option, so if he blows up, it's going to probably be hard to bring him back. But, you know, if he does blow up, that's a good thing for this Cardinals defense. If he comes in, he just lights the world on fire. That's going to be great for this defense, because that means he's going to be making plays for our defense this year, which defense is a big question mark on this team right now. So we definitely need all the playmakers we can get. So I don't know. I'm definitely looking forward to see what he does. And again, just his subtle, not so subtle comments just basically kind of indict basically what we all thought about the previous regime, that the Keim was horrible at drafting people, and then the regime was just horrible all the way from Cliff Kingsbury down on developing players, because they just could not develop players. I mean, you think about it. Go back through that time frame. How many players have they drafted and developed and that are still here? I mean, you got Kyler. I mean, who else? You know, who else is on their second contract from that regime? That's it, Kyler. You know, so it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. I'm definitely high on this year's draft class. I feel like they did really well. Obviously, we will have to wait until the lights go on and, you know, see what they do with live competition. But overall, I'm definitely excited about where they're at with this year's draft class. And that kind of leads me in to the next topic for today's video, and that is BJ Ojulari made his first appearance at practice yesterday. The second round pass rusher out of LSU is at practice, and I don't know what the timetable is. Jonathan Gannon said there is no timetable, so I think it's going to come down to how quickly he grasps the defense, and that's going to ultimately determine when he gets out on the field. I think hopefully it's sooner rather than later, because he hasn't had a lot of practice with this team since he's, you know, been here. I think he participated a little bit during rookie minicamp when, you know, that very first started, but you haven't seen him on the field since, so it's nice to see that. I mean, he looks good. I mean, in the limited clips that I've seen, he, you know, looks like the knee's not bothering him. Looks, you know, he looks pretty powerful with some of the drills that he's doing, so it's definitely going to be exciting to see him out there on the field and see if he can be a disruptive force. I mean, he was at LSU 3 seasons, 16.5 sacks. I think 2021 was his best. I think he has like 7.5, but he's shown the ability to get after the quarterback, get around the corner, bend, and, you know, cause havoc in the backfield, and that's what we want him to do. So overall, I think we will see him in that starting lineup sooner rather than later. He is a second-round pick. He is a high draft pick, so we want to see him out on the field. We want to see him out there playing. So I think we're going to see him out there sooner rather than later, and I'm excited because we definitely need him to produce. We haven't had a lot of success with these outside pass rushers, as you know, since Chandler Jones left, and then Marcus Golden didn't do much last year. Not saying that I love Marcus Golden. He did a lot of good things in the Cardinals uniform just last year. He just didn't have it anymore. So it's definitely going to be nice to hopefully that this young guy can develop and turn into a great pass rusher for us for the years moving forward. And, you know, we have the young guys who drafted last year with Myjai Sanders and Cameron Thomas that showed promise last year and showed flashes. So I'm hoping they take that next step and we could be set on pass rushers. Defensive line, on the other hand, that's another story. But anyways, I'm definitely excited to see him out on the field. I do believe, Jonathan Gannon hasn't said, I haven't heard him say this, but I do believe we will see him Friday. I don't see why not. If his knee is healthy and he's looking good right now when he's out there on the practice field, I don't see why you don't get him out there at least for, you know, some reps just to get some game action, see what he can do. But I could be wrong. I'm not the coach. I don't have an inside man that's telling me that, so I'm just guessing right now. But I would definitely love to see him out there on Friday, at least getting a few reps against live competition, to see what he has, to see where he is at, because I think he's going to be a big piece of this defense moving forward. It's just going to be how quickly is he going to get acclimated to the defense and be ready to go. So that's a big thing. But it's great news to see that he's off the PUP list. He's participating. It's great to see Isaiah Simmons is finally in a position that he feels comfortable and free just to go out there and play. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that we see a different Isaiah Simmons this year, because if we see a guy that can just go out there and make plays, like I said, that's good for our defense. Might not be good in 2024 trying to bring him back, but for this season right now, that would be great. to see that. And if BJ Ojulari can come in and make an impact, get 5-10 sacks this season, man, that'd be great. That'd be great. I mean, I'd like to be higher than the 5, but at least 5 to 10 sacks. I think if he can get that, if he can get out there and be that disruptive for this season, for this defense, that's building blocks moving forward. Because it's not about this season; it's about building to a great Cardinals team here in the next year, 2 years, 3 years, and just maintaining that. And if he can take that step, man, that'll be great. So I'm definitely excited. I know I've said excited several times. I'm glad he's off the PUP list. I'm glad he's out there participating. Glad the second round contract issue is no longer an issue anymore. I don't understand why that is such an issue since every rookie's slotted, but whatever. That's a little bit above my pay grade, so it is what it is, but glad to see he's out there. Now, the next one to see to come off the PUP list, see when Kyler's coming off the PUP list. Love to see that sooner rather than later, but we shall see on that. And then we also have another rookie that's coming through an injury as well. Garrett Williams, the third-round corner out of Syracuse. Definitely be nice to see him out there eventually and see what he's got. I haven't heard anything on him and when he's going to be coming around ready to play, but I got to imagine he's getting close. So got 2 more guys ready to see out, or actually 3 if you're counting Zach Ertz. 3 more guys that we want to see out there and see what they got. And the number one. I can't wait to hear that he's off the PUP list. I really, if he's not going to be available for week 1, which seems like it's going to be more than likely not a thing. If he's not off the PUP list now, I highly doubt he'll be out there for week 1. But I guess, I don't know, weird things have happened. But yeah, it's definitely going to be exciting once he gets off that. Hopefully he gets off that before the season so he can basically just come back whenever he's ready instead of having to wait 4 weeks. But anyways, we shall see. But yeah, great stuff from yesterday. Loved hearing what Isaiah Simmons had to say. Loved seeing BJ Ojulari, off the PUP list, getting ready to practice. Definitely awesome to see. So anyways, guys, I think that's going to wrap up this episode. And we will see you guys at tomorrow's. Have a good one.